All right. I think I need to share my screen and then tell me if that looks okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I gotta figure out how to move on. Okay, I think we're going to do introductions first. So just, I suppose, mute yourself if you've got background noise. All right, introductions. I'm going to just go through the people as I see them in the order. So Paul and Gloria. Oh, you're muted. I don't think I did that.
No, I did. When you said mute, I did.
Oh.
I follow instructions.
And then
I follow instructions. Okay. Paul and Gloria Lacey, we've been in the Derita area for 20 years now. We came from Cincinnati, and we like it, and we want to see that Derita continues to prosper.
Great, thank you. Mel, you're on my screen next.
Yes, Mel Renner. I am the HOA president of the Forest Pond community right around the corner from Derita, and a relatively new member of the Derita Statesville Business Organization.
Awesome. John Hoig.
Good morning. Been in Derita since 92, so just a neighbor here in Allen Hills.
Welcome. All right, Jack, you're next.
Jack Rosh Computer Services, do DBA work, crystal reporting, database monitoring. I'm on the board of Derita Statesville Road Community Organization. And I will have a small update on Griffith Lakes sometime during the meeting.
Awesome. All right, Jay Stiff, is that Jill Stevenson?
Yes, it is. I joined from my computer at work so I could see the presentation a little bit bigger than on my phone.
Okay, great.
And yes, I am the HOA president for General's Point off of Gibbon Road in Derita.
Welcome. Glad to see you here. Marion McMahon.
Hey, good morning. Marion McMahon. I'm in Michael's Landing, a member of the HOA board there. And I now realize since we're all doing our time spent in Derita, I'm actually a junior member of this club. I've been here 11 years. And it's, which doesn't feel like that long. But yeah, happy to be here and look forward to everything we see today.
Okay. Albert Williams.
Good morning. Been a member of Derita since 2002.
Oh.
Great community.
Say your community?
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought you mentioned your community.
No, I say I've been a member of the Derita community ever since 2002. I moved here in 2002.
Okay, all right, welcome.
From the south end part of Charlotte.
Okay. All right, welcome. Tamara? I think that's Tamara.
Hi, I'm Tamara Parker. I have lived in the Derita area since 2012. I live in a community off of Hubbard Road, and I have several rental properties in the area.
Thank you. Good to see you or hear you. Mary Ann.
Hello, I'm Mary Ann Maltwin. I was born and grew up in Derita. I currently own 3 properties there, one of which is the Robinson House next to the post office.
Awesome, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Okay, Teresa Braswell.
Yes, good morning. I reside in the Forest Pond community. I've been here since 2007.
Awesome. Conda Jones.
Hi, my name is Conda Jones, and I've lived in the Derita area since 1990.
Okay, welcome. Okay, that's second Jack, which I guess we don't need to hear from. W. Sinclair, is that Wesley or Wanda or both?
Hi, it's Wanda. Good morning. Excuse me, we've had a home at off of Granite Creek Lane in Poplar Springs since '87.
1987. Okay, welcome. And Natalie?
Good morning, it's Natalie McElrath in the Nevins community of DeRidder, and been attending these meetings for almost 20 years.
Okay, welcome. I think I got everybody. That looks like everybody on my screen. If I missed somebody, please speak up. If you see somebody I missed, because I'm going through the little boxes. All right, I think that's everybody. Oh, I've been clicking through my presentation, have I? And now I'm trying to go backwards and it's not working. Oh, heavens. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Okay. So I had just a couple of development updates, and I'll let Jack speak on Griffith Lakes. But I know a few of you might be here because of this Harrison Trace, possibly. And that was just an interesting matter that came up last month. And we have since confirmed that, yes, the entire community, this is just off Gibbon Road, behind the old, I think it's an old farmhouse, close to the intersection with Nevin. It's a community of about 90 homes or 85 homes, I think, that they have just decided to make the entire community for lease. And it's a fairly new concept. It's not the first in the Charlotte region, but it's a fairly new concept, just a single family neighborhood for rent with central sort of management, probably on-site management, landscaping, lawn care and stuff included in the rent. I don't know the actual rental rates, but I don't think that it's particularly affordable, but that's just a guess at this point.
Question on that property, Teresa.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, a couple of years ago, we ran into something that was basically nicknamed the McMansion rule. And it was that the house could only occupy so much percentage. The footprint of the house could only be a certain percentage of the square foot of the lot. Do you remember what that percentage was? Because this subdivision seems to be coming pretty close up to that restriction.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know of such a percentage, because there are setback rules on the sides and the front and the back. I don't know.
That's basically what I'm referring to, and it comes out as the McMansion. They didn't want houses taking up 80, 85, 90% of the square foot of the lot, and then just
it's the setback rules. Now, as far as I know, it's built to kind of R5, which is 5 houses. Each lot has approximately 1/5 of an acre. But yeah, I don't know the setbacks. They're way smaller than we're used to in R3. I mean, we have 35, I think, in the front, or 50 in the front and 35 in the back. These are definitely much smaller setbacks, and that's just it allows more tree save, and it allows more houses, I guess. But yeah, I can look into those setbacks and things, but it'll be built to whatever the standard is for for that R5 zoning. And do you want to talk about Griffith Lakes? Okay.
Sure. Let's see if I can. Can you go ahead and enable screen sharing for me?
Okay, I think I just have to stop share. I'm not sure how I can let you share. Let's see. I'm gonna make you host now that I can.
There's always more than one way to skin a cat. Let's see what happens.
Oh, I also do have that map on my, I can find that map on my screen too.
Okay, I just sent it to you, so yeah.
Yeah,
this is basically the Griffith Lake proposal, and this is showing just the residential portion of it. And if you look at what is, I believe, the left edge there straight, that is the old Statesville Road with the railroad track between the commercial site and the residential. And then at the north of the map would be the egress, ingress, in and out of off W.T. Harris. And this is being developed combination mixed work live by Toll Brothers. You can see the groundbreaking off W.T. Harris. Basically, if you just take the extension from Davis Cox Strait, you will see the groundbreaking where they're putting in some access roads and so forth. Don't have a whole lot more information on it, but I do have a meeting with Jamie Poe, who is the regional vice president for Toll Brothers, and Matt, I forgot Matt's last name, but he's the project manager. And tomorrow morning at 9:30. And so I'll have a probably better, bigger, more in-depth presentation next month. But you can see by the map that there are going to be 7 components to the development, 1 through 7, with 1 being in the bottom right, then going clockwise, 2, bottom left 3 and 4, middle left 5, top 6, top right 7. And it is mixed development. It's going to have some townhomes and some single family. This is something that DSRCO started, believe it or not, about 14 years ago. Believe the original, document from 2007 regarding the development. You can see it on your screen. When they did the original request for rezoning, we were very much in support of this. If I remember correctly, the pricing on the houses was going to, at that time, was going to start at about $400,000 and go up. And it was going to have some, $400,000 for the single family and go up, but it was also going to have some townhomes. I believe it was like 27% townhomes, and also some ground floor retail with some rather nice amenities. It's called Griffith Lakes because the Griffith family has owned it for about 50, now 60 years. And it does have 3 lakes on it. And the development is going to maintain those lakes for aesthetics. That's
Jack.
about it.
Jack?
Hi,
Yes.
Jack. This is Jill from Derita. General's Point. You may have said this and I may have just missed it, but this is on the actual corner of Old Statesville and W.T. Harris?
Basically, yes. The reason I say basically is right here. Well, you can see right here.
I can't see that map very well. That's why.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I understand that. There's some commercial property, which if you remember, there's a frontage road that runs along Old Statesville. And this property goes up to that on the west side. As far as the northern boundary goes, yeah, it's basically W.T. Harris. If you want to drive by and get a rough idea of it, if you go by shops at Davis Lake, will be on your left. This property, well, if you're going to the east, it'll be on the north, and this property will be on the south. It is rather large, summing up to about 400 acres.
Okay, and when are they going to start on this or building it?
They've started on it. They're doing ground prep for access roads coming in off of W.T. Harris across from shops at Davis Lake.
Oh, okay. I'll have to pay more attention next time I'm over there.
You know, it's one of those things you drive by it 1,000 times.
Yes,
and,
yes.
You don't really
I'll see it. Now that we're talking about it, I will see it. Yes.
Yeah, it's big enough. Yeah, the entryway is going to be, I think, 3 lanes or 4 lanes. I'm sorry, but it's pretty big right now as to what they're doing the ground prep on.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's on Harris Boulevard. That access.
Correct.
Point? Yeah. Because the other access point is via Peak Brown Road, off of Old Statesville Road.
That's on the side where the railroad tracks are.
Yeah,
here, right here are the
railroad tracks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then here is the Browns Road entrance, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I have sent this out to Teresa, this copy to Teresa, and I think she's going to include it with the notes from the meeting.
Yeah, I will.
Okay,
I'll include that PDF with that map. And these links, I forget exactly what's here, but this is the original rezoning, which has all the maps and things. But I believe there would have been some.
It's changed. That's no longer relevant, Teresa.
Well, they still refer to it. They still refer to exactly.
Oh, are they? Okay.
There must have been some. Yeah, I'm sure that's been tweaked since then, because all of this was predicated on a commuter rail station being incorporated in the plan. You know, certainly that was the vision back 14 years ago. So that's anyway, that's substantial. That's close to 400 acres that is relatively undisturbed. So it's
Teresa.
Yes.
I wanted to ask Jack. Jack, you said you were going to a Toll Brothers meeting tomorrow. I would love to go. Is that something where another party could come?
Not at this time. We're gonna be talking about tomorrow. Part of what we're gonna be talking about is a communication blast to break it out into the community.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Marion. Just a real quick, Jack, I don't know what questions or anything you had planned on asking them tomorrow, but I know in general, when people have questions here about stuff that's going up, and just generally in Charlotte, of course, if when they're talking about this communication blast, I'm sure we'd love to know like who the main business tenants are going to be as soon as they have that, if they have that up front, and also what they're going to do as far as the general infrastructure around there. I imagine they're going to incorporate with that traffic signal that's currently at the entrance of Davis Lake. But I'd also like to know just if they're going to add to anything like possibly a little bit of a sidewalk on W.T. Harris or anywhere else. So just stuff like that. I know at least in my side of the community, we're always interested to hear about that. Those kinds of things.
And I'm sure Teresa would like to know about bike trails.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's substantial greenway connection and stuff included in this because it connects to the Hubbard Road sort of greenway. I don't know that it connects, I'm sorry, but it potentially connects because there's you know, within probably a quarter mile there should be potential to connect the two. So. Yeah, if you get a closer look at the map, it's a beautiful site, and they really are being thoughtful, I think, about the natural amenities, the lakes, and obviously a lot of tree save around. So hopefully it will be beautiful. But yeah, we'll look forward to hearing from them, and maybe they'll join us next meeting or have something else to present, but they certainly did the whole song and dance back in 2007 and worked with the community to, with Derita Statesville Road Community Organization to, you know.
And I am going to be pushing him for in-person presentation at our June meeting.
Yeah. All right. So that, yeah, that is Griffith Lakes, and I'll attach some of those things to when I send out the slides, so you can take a closer look. But it is something that was approved a very long time ago, and then it was on hold basically because of the recession. Everything came to a standstill. So, you know, finally the recession is over in Derita. Oh, okay. The next one, I think you guys all know about this possibly. The Cole Memorial site at North Graham and West Sugar Creek. Senior affordable housing was approved. The tax credits, I think the federal tax credits, and possibly something from the city. So those have been approved, and they were seeking demolition bids, I guess, the last time before the last meeting. So at some point we'll start to see things happening on that side. And then I just put a link here. I didn't provide any details really. These are the funded projects, the affordable housing, and too long didn't read. There is really nothing in Derita. There's a couple close to Derita in sort of Hidden Valley, closer to the railroad, to the light rail stations, which is really, you know, need to make
I'm sorry, refresh my memory. TLDR?
That's too long didn't read. If you don't want to click on this link and go and actually read, but this links to the city's site that actually lists all the funded projects, and it's good information. Most of it is senior housing, which again I think is the way to go about it, because you know, seniors are often in situations that they can't. You know, they don't have good choices, so they're still in single family homes and not particularly safe in those environments, and this provides them an option, and then that frees up the housing for sort of the next wave of people. That's a good way to describe it. Any questions, anybody, anything that we should follow up on? Sorry, I've got a noisy dog behind me. Nobody?
No, I would like to say real quick, just for those that aren't aware, Teresa is coming to us from the beautiful, I don't know what community, but South Africa. She is taking a little bit of time off from her vacation to coordinate this presentation, and I just want to express appreciation for that. Thank you.
And only because I'm so technically challenged, I couldn't figure out how to pass the reins to Jack. But it actually worked out very well, because it's 3 p.m. People are napping and having a cup of tea, and I've got time to do this. So, and it's great to see you guys. I didn't introduce myself, but I'm Teresa McDonald. I live in Allen Hills, been in Derita 13 years. Somebody's coming in, I don't know who, just a number.
Teresa, I was just going to say, as far as the Cole Memorial site, I did kind of give them a hard time in our breakouts with the city about that the pedestrian and sidewalk infrastructure needs to definitely be upgraded if we're going to have seniors who need more on-foot mobility there. So I'm hoping that's something we'll continue to keep an eye on as they build. And work and possibly work with the city, just because I imagine it would be idyllic to live there as a senior if it was safe to walk. But I definitely have concerns on that corner where it is, yeah. and I express those just based on my own experience and the time it takes to cross the street safely and so on.
Oh yeah, I mean, there are sidewalks, there are even pedestrian crossings painted on the road, but you know, it's 300 feet across the road, so you better have on your racing shoes.
I'm technically able-bodied and I could barely make it in time for the signal, no one's waiting. Yeah.
You can't make it.
So.
And actually they don't even stop all the cars. There's
nope.
a free flowing right lane in all directions. So yeah, it's appalling for pedestrians. So hopefully they'll make some improvements. But you know, NCDOT just finished that.
Well, they've never, well, that's a whole other discussion. So that's why we'll put it back to the city to negotiate with NCDOT.
Yeah.
Because if they're concerned about that corridor, there's no way they can ignore that intersection, especially with seniors coming in to live there. I think it would be, you know, we need to keep an eye on it, is all.
They'll
have to get to Walgreens for their medication.
Yeah, well, that's not quite 300 feet across that road. That might be a little less than 300 feet.
It's just as dangerous there.
It's so crazy. I don't know why we have that enormous road and that enormous intersection, but here we go. We have that now. All right, so that's all I have on that. And then thank you for those of you that came and joined in on the public meeting. This is just the follow-up. You can actually watch the public meeting there if you haven't already. And then the survey that we all did during that public meeting. And if you were there and you wanted to add some more, by all means, complete the survey. The links are here. The one that they sent out on the text message, that link does not work. I don't know if anybody tried it. If you text I-85 to this number, you'll receive updates about this, which is great, a great way to stay informed. I mean, I don't know about you, but my text messages don't get as bogged down as everything else. But the link they sent out was incorrect, and I just realized that today. But this is the correct link. It's publicinput.com/sugarcreek1. I don't know if I can figure out how to copy and paste that and put it in chat, but it's in the slide and it'll be in the body of the email that I send. Anybody want to talk about this meeting? One of you that were there, Mel or Marion, I know.
I'll comment on it. Yeah, this last meeting, which was done by way of Zoom, and there was some preliminary input by Teresa, you and myself and others. And honestly, I was a little bit disappointed because I thought it was more of an exercise in collecting demographic data. So I was under the impression we were going to review some photographs and talk about, you know, what the problem is or what the potential might be, and that didn't happen. Since I've gotten some notice from them with a link where you can go online and do that, and I certainly intend to. But just a little bit of feedback about the meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was just the kickoff. I don't think they intended to. I mean, they're going to be gathering information for the next, couple of months anyway, via the survey and then, of course, the economic development study. That's a huge part of it. Anybody else? Because I think we all ended up in different breakout rooms where there was some discussion.
Yeah.
Marion?
Yeah, I was just going to say, well, number one, I agree with Mel, especially for those of us that actually went out and collected and did the data. It was a little disappointing to not have that. But given the time frame, I understand why that didn't happen. I don't like it, but it was clear that was too short of a breakout session, which is the feedback I'm going to give them, that they need to allow for bigger breakout sessions if they're going to do that, and so they can get better data, because I feel like some of the data they were asking about, they've had, like when they've come a couple times over the years to do that, but I know there's new voices, so they need to go back and ask for that. And that's what continues to be surprising, not surprising, but always makes the process feel like we have to go back to the beginning because we are consistently having new voices in the process, which again is a good thing. But as far as our breakout, my particular breakout session, it was very interesting that I definitely had, and this is no offense to the older people here in Derita, but we actually seem to have a younger group that we don't hear from a lot in Derita, I think. Working parents, a couple younger entrepreneurs, things like that. So that was interesting to get their feedback. So I hope there's ways we can continue to bring those types of people in, simply because I don't hear from them as much in this space. And not that I don't value everyone's voice in the space. That was a pleasant surprise to have some of those people come along and share their thoughts. And we seem to be pretty much on the same page. There was a huge drive towards safer pedestrian infrastructure, slowing cars down, better bike lanes. Bikes were huge in my group, and I think they were huge maybe in all groups. But everyone was talking about how they would love to be able to ride their bike in this community, and they don't feel at all safe. So those were the big drivers. And most people were actually pleased with the business offerings we had. They did want to see growth, but most people were utilizing the businesses in the community and just wanted safer ways to get there. Seemed to be the biggest takeaway. So that's what I have.
Yeah, well, that's interesting and good to know. So at least about using the businesses, which I have found too, and I guess everybody has kind of their favorite businesses.
I think the two most visited sites were Maria's and the post office.
And Derita Dairy Bar.
Pardon?
Ours was Chicken King and Food Lion as well. So I think it was more, so it's a good cross section of we're using, what I'm saying is there are people using different businesses, but everyone in the group was utilizing the businesses of this corridor, at least from 85 to Nevin Road. We're using those businesses.
Yeah, I was interested to hear, and I think it was somebody from the Valley who described Derita as a valuable asset. Downtown Derita is a valuable asset to the corridor. So I was pleased to hear that. But yeah, I don't know if I didn't necessarily expect them to present a lot of the stuff that we sent in. I imagine that it will contribute to all the stuff that they collect. And certainly I'll be doing my bit, and anybody else, if you have contacts or you're talking to business owners in the corridor, I have contacts, but I don't have everybody, and just try to get them involved, because the economic development piece is huge. And they need to hear from the entrepreneurs and the business owners, the property owners, actually on the corridor, those stakeholders, to understand how to support them to get us what we want. So anybody else got anything on those meetings? You can go and watch the meeting and then just text this number, text I-85 to this number, and you'll get updates. You'll have a chance to, the survey is pretty in-depth. You'll have an option, you'll have the opportunity to add all your ideas for opportunities as well as problems to solve. Hopefully they'll start to see them coalesce around a few common ideas. Anyway, that's an important thing to follow for us. Hopefully will feel heard and be heard. I don't have anything new on rezonings. I checked before I left. There wasn't anything at all so far for 2021. The only one still pending is this this huge, and they may have broken it down into smaller chunks, but this innovation park sort of redevelopment, that is still going to be heard, I guess, at City Council. It's still going through the process.
Teresa.
Yes.
Mr. Albert.
Yes.
I got a question. On Cannon Avenue,
yes,
he's doing all that construction down there. Are those going to be apartments or homes, and how many?
That's townhomes, and when you see the slide, it is this rezoning over here, 38 acres, and I want to, I'm not, I guess I could click on this and maybe you'll follow. Are you seeing my screen change, or is it staying on that?
I see it changed.
Okay. Yeah, it's, I forget how, I was hopefully going to find, does anybody remember exactly how many units? It's townhomes. I believe they will be for sale, but you know, they have surprised us now with the whole single family community for rent. But this is townhomes, and they worked with the community as well.
Okay.
With some things that were asked for. Royal Oaks was really most closely impacted by this development.
I think number of units, is that where you're at? You're right.
Yeah,
this is the one at 85. I'll have to look it up, and I just accidentally interrupted Joe because Joe really worked on that, and he would know, but he's in a meeting. So I think it's.
I know, I don't remember offhand the number, so I don't want to throw something up, but it is 40 acres, and you know, so if
we got it down
200,
very low. It was under 200, I think we got it down
under 200, okay.
But I could be wrong. I think there was some flexibility in that. And I know there were some other concessions because the big thing was about making sure there was enough tree save and everything, and also possibly having a little park or playground there to cede to the county. Who knows if that'll end up happening. But I know we got it way down because the original number was like 500. And then it got way down, way down, which of course I think meant the average price at that time, they were looking at it closer to 250 to 300 versus anything lower than that, just because of that. But I expect that to significantly go up at this point. Yeah. So I think it's close to 200, the number of units.
Yeah, that's vaguely what I remember. But yes, it's townhomes, and there'll be some walking trails. It should be a very attractive community. And I know Royal Oaks, we're talking about, you know, having some connection from their neighborhood so that they could make use of the park area there.
I'll get my old notes, Teresa, and just send you the exact number, the last one I saw too.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, I probably also have notes somewhere, but yeah, they have certainly taken down the trees over there, so don't be shocked. Okay. The only update I have on commercial properties was the old Players building, that's 2422 Sugar Creek. It's almost at the corner of Hunter and Sugar Creek. They a company called WellPath has signed the lease, and I believe they do. We said substance abuse services, some services around substance abuse. I don't know exactly what they'll be doing in that building. I'm hoping to get some more information, but it's a big building, so I don't know. They would have offices, perhaps consulting rooms. I'm not sure. You didn't get any more information, did you, Marion?
I did not. I was just going based on the overall company profile. I would imagine based on the size of the space, it might be mainly offices with individual counseling. I don't see how they could do a big, definitely not anything inpatient goes on there. I don't see how that happening. So I'm envisioning something more like small counseling services or something like that. Based on the space.
Yeah, that's my assumption too. So I'll keep working on that to see if we can get any more information. But and I believe they've signed a fairly long lease, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't have any more updates on any of these properties. The old post office building, the economic development lady from the playbook process said they are applying for a grant to assist with some improvements over there, but it was in the early stages. She couldn't really share much about it. So hopefully they're working on something over there, and perhaps they get it to the point where they can put a nice tenant or something in there that would add to downtown Derita. And I just put these slides in that they'll be in the deck, and you can go and look at just how this all looks, you know, an overview on the map. These are all the commercial properties that are sort of in play, whether they're being redeveloped or they're up for sale or up for lease, etc. And then the rezonings are the green, the approved rezonings. And I didn't add the lakes to this map. Oh, I don't know what I've done now. Oh, I guess that was a link. Okay. I didn't add Griffith Lakes to the map, but it is over here, this area. Because that rezoning was approved in 2007. So my map doesn't go back that far. All right, let me try and get back to my slides. Oh my gosh.
Does anybody know what's going on with Oneida and that construction?
Only that it's the sidewalk, they're installing sidewalk all the way from Garvis, I think is the name, all the way to Graham Street. And then they're also redoing the culvert. But you're right. I mean, they've cleared a lot and kind of changed the topography a little bit. I don't know. As far as I know, they're just working on that stream side and the culvert there. But we'll try and get some more information on that.
Teresa.
Yeah.
This is Wanda. I'm looking at the map and it mentions the Gibbon Road sidewalks.
Yes.
From Brower to Nevin. And I don't know if this is the correct place to ask this question. I was speaking to one of my neighbors, Stephanie, and she found out that when they're putting in the sidewalks on Gibbon Road, it passes, of course, in front of Poplar Springs.
Yes.
And in order to do that, the city, I'm assuming it's the city, they tore down the entrance sign and the light to the neighborhood. And we found out that the city or whoever it was paid the two homeowners on each of the corners of Poplar Springs, paid them because they are saying the signs were on their property. So they paid them because the entrance signs had to be torn down. It was our understanding that if they tore down our entrance signs, the city was going to rebuild them, but that's not the case. So we were trying to find out who we can talk to in regards to that, because the current homeowners are the ones that paid for all of that, not the two people on the corner.
Wow.
Even though they're saying, yeah.
I had not heard that those two homeowners were paid.
Yes, they were paid.
Strange.
Yeah.
Sylvia spoke. My
Excuse me?
suggestion on that one would be to go to your city councilman.
Okay.
They can rally the troops, so to speak, and give you a voice within the city management. And they may be a good starting point. If they can't help you, they should definitely be able to point you in the right direction.
Okay,
We've had
thank you.
somewhat of the same situation here in Kelsey Glen with the street lamps, and found great satisfaction within city council.
Excellent.
Been a
Well,
while.
thank you so much for that information.
Sure.
Thank you.
Just for what it's worth, many years ago, Forest Pond encountered a similar situation. They realigned Nevin Road with Matter Creek, and they were about to tear down our sign and just do away with it. And I learned about it just in the nick of time, and we were able to move the sign. Where it used to be, it was actually in the middle of Nevin Road. It's hard to explain, but we just did save our sign.
Yeah, they didn't tell us anything. They just tore it down and paid those two homeowners on the corner. And they're new to the neighborhood. They had nothing to do with building those signs or installing those lights, but the city paid them.
That's
real quick.
Huge mistake.
I was going to say, we live in Kelsey Glen, and Jack can attest to this. We found out that the signs to Kelsey Glen are on the personal property there, both of those properties on the corner. So in theory, they could actually have those signs destroyed and removed, and Kelsey Glen does not have any recourse because they're on private property. They were never, those little corners were never deeded, if you will, to the Kelsey Glen or Kelsey Glen KOA or anything like that. So it might be that that's the similar situation that you're in, and you don't even realize it.
Right, exactly.
Exactly the same situation with Forest Pond. Our entrance areas where our sign did get moved, they're private property. Both corners were never deeded over to the HOA.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me just interject here real quick. We have total common property in Michael's Landing, and even we ran into issues with this when University City Extension came through. They ended up having to pay us extra because they took more land, but they ended up not tearing down our sign. Here's what I'll tell you from that experience is that you will need documentation to prove that that is common property. So if the HOA does not have anything that does deed it that way or does designate it as that way and prove that the association has rights to that, then unfortunately you may be in a bad situation. Even with that documentation, I will say our attorney had to minorly intervene. It didn't go very far, but the attorney sent the letter and it was pretty quickly stopped at that point. So if you have the documentation that says that the HOA built that and has rights to it somehow, then you're in a good space. But you need to expect that your attorney will probably have to send a letter on your behalf to get this taken care of. And I just tell you that because it wasn't a long drawn out process, but it kind of had to be elevated for a little bit to get it taken care of. So it's not, and we still have that problem today. Sometimes when we have them coming to do repairs on University City, that the common property isn't alerted. The association isn't alerted to things happening, just the front facing owners of condos. So I would, however, in that case, speak to the city neighborhood services and let them know that you as the association needs to be notified of certain things and make sure you're on their list. But please expect, and I hate this happened, but please expect to have your documents in order, and you may have to get your attorney involved to make sure you're compensated if that's the case.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, and the next slide is just a few more links, just background information if you want to follow up on anything. Some of these of course, the playbook process is the key thing right now, to be sure. Pass that around as many people as we can to fill out those surveys, so that, you know, the city gets some good information. And I don't really have anything more to add on this. The comprehensive plan, the city councillors have each, or at least 4 of them, have had community input meetings. If you've not been able to attend, you can go back and view them. And there's usually some kind of presentation from somebody in planning and maybe from the council member. I haven't actually managed to watch any of them myself, but they are there. You can find them always on the city YouTube channel, which I link over here. These are specific links, but this is the general link to the city's YouTube channel, and it's worth exploring if you ever, you know, need to catch up on wonky stuff. You can go and watch every committee meeting, council meeting, even the different commissions, planning commission, etc. The videos are all there of the meetings, so you can't say it's not transparent. You just have to have hours and hours and hours and hours of time. And I think that's everything that I have. Our next meeting will be June 3rd. We will have something fun from Griffith Lakes. And anybody got anything to add or ask?
Hello. I just want to welcome Teresa Braswell to this meeting. She's volunteered to become a board member of the Forest Pond HOA. So thanks for participating, Teresa.
Thank you,
God.
Mel.
Mel's got company after 20-some years.
Yes, he does.
More hands.
We're going to be the dynamic duo.
Welcome.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. And I see, sorry, Lisa Kennard joined us after we had completed introductions, etc. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Lisa Kennard. I live in the Derita and Nevin area. And I just checked my email and I saw it was a meeting, so I thought I would join.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad. I sent the link to a lot more people this time. So let us know if you want to come back.
Yes, thank you. Because I was wondering what was going on with the BP and the Family Dollar, because the Family Dollar has been closed for like 2 months. So.
Yeah, I believe, and I heard this sort of secondhand, so I don't know if it's true, but that they have a rat infestation and they were forced to close while they.
That's right.
On that.
I will let, this is Wanda. I'll just interject on that one. My granddaughter and I went into that Family Dollar. I typically don't go in there, but I was looking for something specifically, and we were on our way over to the refrigeration area. And my granddaughter said, "Grandma, let's go. I said, "What is it?" She said, never mind, let's just go. Well, then we started to go back in the direction, and I heard this loud squeaking sound. She literally saw the rats.
Whoa.
We ran out of that store so fast.
I know you did.
And I said, I will never go back in that store.
Wow. Thanks for the information.
I said they need to close that store down.
Wow.
And I didn't know it. I didn't know they closed it until you all just mentioned it.
Wow.
For what it's worth, I've had a long-standing battle with Family Dollar. I consider to be an undesirable corporate citizen. The backside of that facility is actually on an abandoned railroad bed that goes right to my backyard. And there is a homeless person living back there.
Oh no.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Wow.
I tried to take Teresa on a tour back there, but it was too much debris and
Oh. Ooh, but I didn't know it was closed down. I said they need to close this store down. It was bad. It was so bad.
It wasn't one of my favorite stores either, but sometimes this Dollar General over here, they don't never be well stocked.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the plan is there, if they just have to get exterminators. I'm sure the county health department is involved and they will not.
I hope so.
That's under control.
Pretty bad, yeah.
Has Save-A-Lot been closed? I think I heard it might be.
Oh, no. I haven't
really?
heard that.
Oh, didn't know that.
I don't know. I may be wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got to go that way today. I may see if it's closed.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well,
Teresa,
everybody have a great day.
Teresa.
Yes.
This is your namesake, Teresa.
Hey.
I have a question about the slides. Are they will they be available? Because they're very good. I just wanted to know if we have access to use them as a reference.
Yes, I will email them, and I'm sure you must be on my email list, or did you get the link from Mel for the meeting?
I actually got the link from you.
Okay, so yeah, then you will get the slides. I mean, I have your email, and I will email them.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right, I think that's everything. And if there is anything that I don't know where Sylvia is, Jack, but give her our regards. I know she thought I should cancel the meeting, but I felt like we had a lot to talk about. So.
No, I'm glad we went ahead. She's got business this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, she's okay. She just wasn't able to make it.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, I'm glad she's all right. I know she's got her hands full. Really, she's playing chauffeur for her grandkids. Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's everything for this time. I'll see you guys next month, and email me if you think of anything else that I should be trying to get to the bottom of.
Enjoy your vacation, Teresa.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's been wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Great meeting. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
Bye.